Dear subscribers and viewers, I would like to share with you another megalithic enigma. The mysterious monoliths of Asuka, Nara and the rock ship of Masuda. Again, as someone who studied Japanese and landscape architecture, I do not agree on the current theories about these megaliths in Japan. This might be another idea for a research project of mine connecting landscape architecture with archaeology. Even the show Ancient Aliens has not covered this mystery. Instead they focused on the underwater structure of Yonaguni, which I believe is most likely an ancient quarry site. I find Japanese archaeology to be somewhat biased, for since World War I there has been a somewhat superior contest between Japan and Korea when it comes to the origins of Japan. The article states, the village of Asuka is located in the Takaichi district of the Nara prefecture in Japan. Asuka is an ancient land with historical interest. It has its origins in the tumulus period, 250 to 552 AD, also called Kofuns, which means Old Mound period. This era of Japanese history is characterized by a particular type of burial mound that was popular at the time, specifically key-shaped earthen mounds surrounded by moats. One of the most unique features of Asuka is the multiple carved granite stones in peculiar shapes in various parts of the region. The largest and most unusual of the carved stones is the Masuda no Iwapuna, the rock ship of Masuda. The stone carving, which stands near the top of a hill in Asuka, is 11 meters in length, 8 meters in width and 4.7 meters in height, and weighs approximately 800 tons. The top of has been completely flattened and there are two 1 meter square holes carved into it and a ridge line that is parallel to both holes. At the base of the stone are lattice-shaped indentations which are believed to be related to the process that was used by the builders to flatten the sides of the rock. So what is the nature of this rock and what is its purpose? Who made it, when and why? Unfortunately, there are no definite answers to those questions, but numerous suggestions have been put forward to account for this unique and unusual structure. In the region in which Masuda no Iwapuna is found, there are many Buddhist temples and shrines that may suggest the carving was made by Buddhists, perhaps for some kind of religious or ceremonial purpose. However, Masuda no Iwapuna does not resemble the style or construction of any other Buddhist monument. Another suggestion comes from the name of the rock itself, which translates to the rock ship of Masuda. It has been suggested that the stone was carved in commemoration of the building of Masuda Lake, which was once located nearby, now drained and part of Kashiwara city. Another popular theory is that it was used as an astronomical observation point. Evidence for this perspective comes from the ridge line across the top of the rock, which runs parallel to the mountain ridge in Asuka and lines up with the sunset on a certain day of the year called Spring Doyo Entry, which occurs 13 days after the sectional solar term, pure brightness. This day was important in the lunar calendar and for early Japanese agriculture as it signaled the beginning of the agricultural season. However, this perspective has been largely dismissed by scholars who do not recognize it as an ancient astronomical observing station. Some historians believe that the rock is just the remains of a tomb that was designed for members of the royal family. However, this does not explain the unusual features, such as the square holes on top, nor have any bodies been found. To account for this, some have suggested it was intended as the entrance of a tomb but was unfinished. Interestingly, Masuda no Iwapuna bears a similarity to another stone block in Japan, the Ishino-Hoden megalith, which is situated in Takasago city. The Ishino-Hoden megalith measures 6.45 m by 5.7 m by 5.45 m, and has similar ridges on the sides but without any visible holes, although some suggest that they are beneath the trees on the top of the rock. Today, Ishino-Hoden is a shrine dedicated to the Shinto god Ashiko, but no one knows who originally built it and why. Very little is known about the Masuda no Iwapuna stone carving, and definitive evidence is still lacking with regards to who built it and why. The fact that there are so many other stone slabs and structures in the area suggests that the region was inhabited prior to the tumulus period, but again, there is no proof to support this perspective. In the end, the true origin and purpose of these enigmatic features of ancient Japan may be lost to the pages of history." End quote. One thing is clear, the megaliths were designed to interlock, but there seems to be a lot of missing pieces. Possibly for a tomb or temple-like complex, but it seems to have ended abruptly. I highly doubt this is the work of Korean settlers of Japan who were not a megalithic culture like the Egyptians or Celtics. But most likely some of these tombs are being recycled, and Japan has adopted this megalithic culture from an older source, possibly connected with the Jomon culture and the Celtics over 2000 BC. This megalithic interlocking knowledge can be seen in the woodwork in Japan, from its earthquake-proof pagodas to its many wooden temples. This megalithic cult is found in only a few places in the world. Most cultures did not go megalithic. I categorize a culture as megalithic when interlocking hardness 6 weighing over 100 tons is mass-produced within 1,000 year span with mechanical or other advanced construction techniques for ideological reasons. Gobekli Tepe I would not consider as a megalithic culture, for the largest stone were only 30 tons. Today I would consider us a monometallic culture with the potential of being a megalithic culture. I believe Egypt is the origins of this megalithic culture that spread around the world. I think this idea of moving large stones has something to do with the supernatural phenomenon of telekinesis which some ancient cultures might have had, and which could be related to the poltergeist phenomenon. Shintoism believes rocks can inhabit by kami, or spirits which can become animated, literally. To move megalithic rocks is to be a kami. I believe some kind of pre-Celtic culture must have been a seafaring culture that spread this megalithic ideology from Korea to New England. I'll make a video about the mysterious stone walls and chambers in New England. To learn more about the Kofuns in Japan, I'll leave a link to a video in my playlist, Enigma Landscapes.
Established in 2333 BC, Gojoseon was the Koreans' first state. However, the history of Gojoseon is, to date, recognized as a myth by historians around the world. Japan has rejected the establishment year of Gojoseon and distorted the history of Korea. However, the evidence proves that Gojoseon did indeed exist, and further evidence that its existence was not a myth continues to be uncovered. Gojoseon's 8 prohibitions show how Gojoseon society was a hierarchical and based on the firm respect for human life. It also proves that Gojoseon was a well-established nation by showing how currency was used and private property was recognized and protected by law. The crescent knife coin, Myeongdojeon, acknowledged by Korean historians as currency from Yan, China, is thought to be of the same period as Gojoseon due to the area from which it was excavated and the time period it was made. In addition, the medallion-shaped dagger is a holy dagger that was given to the regional governors by the central government of Gojoseon. By examining the regions where the dagger was excavated, historians can estimate the territorial boundaries of Gojoseon. 70% of the world's dolmens are concentrated on the Korean peninsula, thus making Korea a nation of dolmens. Perforated dolmens were not only found in Pyongyang, the capital of Gojoseon, or in the surrounding regions of the Daedong River, but around the entire Korean peninsula. Scholars examined the arrangement of the holes on the dolmens and discovered that they were arranged exactly like ancient astronomical charts. The East Asian pyramids found near Manchuria surprised the world, because the pyramid, which was thought to be only exist in Egypt. There are more than 100 of them. The large ones are bigger than their Egyptian counterparts. The building of the pyramids was a massive project, employing 1 million workers annually for their construction. According to carbon dating, the pyramids were constructed 2,000 years earlier than those of Egypt. They were also created 1,000 years before the establishment of the Yellow River civilization. The first time that the pyramids were discovered, myriad artifacts of the Dongyi people, the ancestors of modern Koreans, were excavated, supporting the belief that the pyramids are related to Gojoseon. As we can see from the ancient tombs of Gojoseon and Goguryeo, the ancestors of the Koreans built the pyramid-shaped tombs. If these Asian pyramids are indeed the remnants of an unknown civilization established by the people of Gojoseon, or the ancestors of the people of Gojoseon, then 4 civilizations of human history might as well be chained to the civilization that created these pyramids.